Ultimate Movie Survival Guide Podcast, episode number 5, Surviving Jaws, the 1975 June horror flick that came out that shocked America and made us all think twice about swimming in the ocean. This is JD. I'm in the studio with Chris and the one and only Steve. How you guys doing today?
Doing good, brother.
Real good, thank you.
And how's everybody else doing out there?
How are you guys doing today? We want to thank you guys for tuning in with us here at the Ultimate Movie Survival Guide Podcast. This is episode 5. I hope you guys have liked what we've rocked out so far. Today we're going to talk about Jaws. How well do you guys remember this icon? 1975 it came out, Jaws. It started out with a couple swimming in the ocean, minding their own business, doing a little bit of skinny dipping, and poof, they're gone forever.
This is a horror movie that my mom and dad would let me watch when I was younger. And and what does every kid love to do in the summer? Go swimming. And so, every time we'd go swimming, I'd go over my head, and that's the first thing I think about is that big shark nailing that couple, geez, how scary is that?
I mean, I've never swam in fresh or salt water the same since watching that.
No. Or go over the deep, go out to the deep end of the pool or water,
I mean, even in the lake, I'm like, there could be freshwater sharks. You never know.
No, you never know.
Anything's possible. The pet that got away.
Yeah, somebody could have flushed a shark, and through the whole transition through the sewer system, it could have adjusted, be swimming in fresh water, be a man-eater.
Well, why can't there be freshwater sharks,
There are freshwater sharks that swim up in Mississippi.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It seemed like I seen that on National Geographics,
No, you're absolutely right. There are sharks that I think during breeding season or something swim up through the freshwater. So you're out there swimming, you're at a beach, it's daytime, and you see a fin out in the horizon. Would you be scared, Steve?
I'd be apprehensive.
What about you, Chris? If you saw a fin sticking out of the water, what's your first thought?
My first thought would be get my ass out of the water. Well, if there's children around, grab the children first, then the women, then let's move on.
And get right out of that water quick. Have you guys ever seen a shark at the beach while you're out swimming with your family?
Yes, I have. Just little ones. Lemon sharks or whatever. They're not that big.
Just a little. What about you, Chris?
No, I've never been oceanside.
I've never seen a shark while I've been out in the ocean. I've been out a couple times, and the times that I don't think about sharks, never seen one either time. But then I got to realize that our playground is their living room. It's basically their bedroom. They got big 12, 13-foot sharks just swimming around at all times.
Right, and I see that on, how they show the news, how the weather's in different areas, and there's people out swimming in the ocean. I'm like, man, them people are brave.
Right, especially when they swim out by themselves.
Right. Well, and it's just, there's so many things in the ocean that can hurt you, harm you, and I just think a shark that can harm you.
I think this movie was really well put together. It kept up a really great pace. Some of my favorite scenes are obviously towards the end when they're working on trying to kill the shark and trap him and get him to come in and bite the tanks. I think that was really epic, but it was it really gets your heart racing though when his kid is out on the sailboats with the rest of them.
Right.
That scene is it's somebody's gonna die.
Somebody,
You're like a bunch of tuna fish out swimming around.
And music is really ramping up.
Yes, and the that's a really good thing to bring up too. The music that they played, dun 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 dun.
It set a whole venue.
Dun dun. It's like you knew something was going down.
Movie soundtracks are just awesome to begin with. So
It's almost like the soundtrack's half the movie. Controls how you feel.
Key component.
Right. Yeah, it does control how you feel, Lets you know when things are going to go calm on you. Lets you know when things are going to snap and scare you,
My daughter was 3 or 4 years old when she started asking me, is there something going to happen right now, Daddy? I'm like, what do you mean, hon? Why'd you say that? Oh, the music. I could tell something's bad to happen. She figured it out really early in life. It was great.
Chris, you got some favorite points of Jaws to talk about?
Man and creature. You know, it's the ultimate fear. You know, every time, you know, you go out over your head, your feet can't touch the bottom. What gets scared first? Your head. All these things start going through your head. You start thinking of a big shark coming up from underneath you, you know, or a big fish bumping you, or something, you know. So keep it scary.
Have you ever been out swimming in the water and felt something bump you and wondered what it was?
I knew it was seaweed, and I hate that.
What about you, Steve? Have you ever? What's your favorite parts of the Jaws movie? That
The
stands
Jaws
out.
movie's probably the when the shark bites somebody and they fall down out. It was out of the sailboat. That one where everyone in the theater jumped. That's probably the first time in my life I ever really jumped. Just caught me totally by surprise. That was a key moment in the movie.
I really love like how the Jaws just never gave up. He just kept coming. Like there was no whooping Jaws's butt and sending him with his tail between his legs, swimming away.
That's right.
No matter what they threw at Shaw's, he came back harder, he came back stronger, and more determined.
Came back mean.
Came back mean. Like Jaws is the ultimate. Great whites are definitely, I guess, the ultimate, you know, saltwater predator. But you know, I would think at some point in time it would just get tired of it and it would, you know, live to fight another day. But no, Jaws kept coming back. And it was like ramming the boat, and I mean, even swimming with like harpoons in it, swimming with like big, I don't know if it was oxygen or if it was like a gas, you know, something in the big tank.
Yeah, they're scuba tanks, aren't they?
Yeah, and
Yeah,
you know,
oxygen
just
tank.
swimming around, just chomping on this stuff. Like, no, I'm coming after you, sucker. You're mine. And I think that sets the tone for, you know, if I know if I ever went swimming in the ocean, you know, I'm gonna have to swim really fast or something because it makes me think twice about going out in the deep blue.
The deep blue is not our territory. That's their home. We're trespassing when we get it under, stick a toe under the water. I picked up a Coke can one time, half mile out off the ocean. Thought, oh, I'll take this in. Oh, the Coke can was filling it full of little crabs. It was like their house.
Man, Jaws, when it came out, I think it changed movie and cinema and probably gave a lot of our listeners a reason to think twice about going and enjoying a beautiful day on the beach. You know, it just takes that one kid yelling, "Shark! Shark!" And next thing you know, everyone's panicking, everybody's running.
Right, and you could even do that here in freshwater, and people would still probably get a jolt and get scared from it.
Oh, man.
Yeah, they'd race out.
I went, yeah. My buddy set me loose on a wave runner out in the Chesapeake Bay, and that water does have salt in it. And you know, I was just zipping along. And I thought it'd be a great idea to jump off of it for some reason. I don't know. I'd never been on one, so I jumped off, and the wave runner still went like 25 feet away from me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then I was like, then I realized that I'm in water that's like not fresh, so there could technically be some kind of sharks out there. And I ended up having to swim a good like 20 yards, it felt like, to get to this jet ski wave runner. And then by the time I got to it, there's no handles to like climb back on them.
Right.
So it's
They're hard.
dark. There's
They're
just
hard.
moonlight, and I'm outside of this machine trying. And then I could have sworn I felt something graze my leg.
Oh.
So I'm freaking out even more. I'm out in the middle of the water. There's no one can hear me or see me. You know what I mean? Struggling to get on top of it. Finally, I got on top of that wave runner though, and I had never. I think that was probably the last time I was out in the middle of the ocean, jumped off of anything. But man, I tell you what, just knowing that the water is unlimited deep, there's so many fish out there. Like maybe even a tuna at that point. Could be like a vegetarian could come along and eat you. I don't know.
Right. Swallowed by a shark.
I think had I not watched Jaws, I wouldn't be afraid of sharks. I think personally the movie Jaws gave me a respect for the ocean and for sharks themselves.
Well, that and I I like watching nature shows and stuff like that. And that is spooky too, the ocean.
Shark Week, you know, Shark Week will make you think like, oh man, they're only out here where they have like cages and they bait feed them, and then Jaws will make you think, nope, you know, you could be leaving Michigan, it could be snowing, and you could go to Florida for 3 or 4 days just to enjoy some sun, and next thing you know, you have a shark gnawing at your leg. And you know,
And true too.
I watched a little bit of the making of the movie Jaws. Have you guys seen any of that behind the scenes?
No, I haven't.
So there were several animatronics for Jaws, and they were huge. Like they would get inside of him. It was basically almost like a little submarine guy that they would go inside of to go around and do all the scenes. And wow, they put a lot of work in there into that shark and the special effects for that movie. I think they killed it. The movie's an icon.
Right? Yeah, it definitely is.
It's like the alien of the ocean.
There's no topping it when it comes to that genre, you know.
The great white shark. It's the one that everyone's always afraid of. And Shaw's surely started that one.
And you never see like sharks beach themselves, just whales. You know, it makes me wonder if you rolled the whales back out there, if there's like a school of shark just sitting there waiting for them. Maybe they chased them to the beach.
It happens.
You know?
Yeah, that's entirely possible.
Yeah, I went to the aquarium a couple weeks ago, and they had sharks in there that were like 5 and 6 feet long. And you're just like, you know, that could eat my arm off, but Jaws could eat me and the canoe.
Right?
Yeah. One gulp.
Wow. So, what do you think about Jaws as opposed to like this guy?
Oh no.
Do you think if Jaws and Godzilla were like equally matched in size and they were underwater, that you think
Jaws is toast.
Yeah, I think Jaws is toast.
Jaws is sushi? Well, that's probably true. You guys heard it here first.
He's got like, you know, you can fry him.
Now, what about the other Jaws, where Jaws has a baby? Have you guys seen that one?
I have not, no.
I think I've seen them all.
All right, cool. We're gonna have to watch that one and review that one on the next time around.
Right? 'Cause I think, you know, I can't remember how many there is, but over the years I've seen them all, you know. So, but it ain't gonna hurt to rewatch them again.
You got anything for us on closing on Jaws, Chris?
Be scared. Keep that fear. I love that fear, you know. Just keep the horror alive, the scariness.
What about you, Steve? You got anything in closing with Jaws?
Jaws was an epic thing. Hardly gonna ever be repeated. It's a standalone. It'll live forever, and I'll enjoy it every time I ever see it. Peace.
Would you say Jaws has to be put down, or could Jaws coexist with humans, guys?
He could coexist.
Down. Goodbye, Jaws.
I think Jaws is a classic. It's an icon. It makes us all think. We should respect nature, and I think we should also give them space and let them live and let live.
Because at the end of the day, what was he doing? Just something that sharks do.
Exactly. Let the shark be what a shark's going to be.
We
Well-
all need to get along.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. This is the ultimate survival guide to your favorite movies. We hope you enjoyed the podcast. We got more coming. This was episode 5 of Jaws. Until the next one.
Peace.
See ya.